All right, welcome in all of you on this what has turned into a pretty action-packed day with severe weather. We have severe thunderstorms moving across Kentucky. We've got tornado warnings that have been moving across Kentucky, and that's exactly what we're looking at right now. So, without further ado, let's get right into some of these warnings for you so we can see those a little bit better. And there's a whole pile of them, y'all. I mean, there is a pile of warnings that have been issued out there through several communities right now. The most concerning looks are where we have the tornadoes, or the possible tornadoes, but we've also got storms that are out there that are incredibly strong as well. Okay, so here we go. We got a tornado warning that starts back in Sharpsburg. So that covers Bath County and goes to 5:30. It's 5:04 right now, and then you look back into Montgomery County, it goes to 5:30. This is a sliver more toward the east side of town, okay? East side of Mount Sterling, actually outside of Mount Sterling for that matter, but then covers a big chunk of Interstate 64 and then goes eastward with that. There's also a tagline on the severe thunderstorm warning that's out. It's called destructive. And when they have those, you can usually get some really intense wind associated with those as well. So you might be looking at 90-mile-per-hour winds in some extreme cases. And then just looking at some of the radar profiling here, that's probably a good indicator right there alone with a lot of these storms that are out there. So, all right, so that's first and foremost. Okay, let me bounce you around because you're seeing lights flash, you're seeing it all. I mean, you go out now toward the city of Moorhead. Been a tornado warning issued through there. So Rowan County until 5:30. We go out to like Olive Hill in Carter County. You've got 5:45. You've got tornado warning out in Lawrence County to 5:45 as well. And then you go back up across the border, or not across the border, but actually close to the border, and you've got severe thunderstorm warning out for Lewis County, and that continues to 5:30. So I mean, we're just loaded up one right after the other with these warnings that are moving through the area, with whether it be severe or whether it be a full-blown tornado warning. But so far, those storms they seem to be really stout, very impressive with what we're seeing there in Paris, and what we're seeing in Carlisle, for example, as well. So you got that tagline, like I said, for possible destructive thunderstorm, which means that you've got intense thunderstorms where the winds could really be hammering through those. And that was kind of the going into this, that was what a lot of us were looking at, was looking at that potential for them to be mainly big wind driven storms. So far, a lot of these have been rotating, and they're still rotating out there as we move forward and march toward the south and southeast. So that is still a major concern within these storms, and will likely be that way over the next little bit. So if you're in Nicholas, you're in Fleming County, you're in Bath County, you're in Montgomery County, you're in Fayette County. Fayette's got a good storm rolling through there. It's not a true severe right at this moment. And then you get out into parts of Elliott County, and you get into Lawrence County. And I don't think it's quite over tornado warnings over in Johnson. Okay, there's a small little teeny tiny drop that's considered under a tornado warning right now. But the whole point is just to watch what these are doing out there as they keep moving toward you over the next little bit. Now, you've got a tornado warning out for northern parts of Morgan County as well. And that goes to 5:30. We're looking at 5:07 right now. So that's kind of the main things that are going on with some of these storms that are out there at this particular moment in time. Now, you're seeing a few others like pop up south of that, and they'll continue to do so. And as they do that, we could get some of them that could be really strong out there as well, and they could rotate a little bit, or we could get some very, very intense storms out there also. And we're waiting for this to push through. And this is just kind of it's going to be like a cycle of things for us. The next few days, we're going to get more of these storms in the coming days, where we see maybe not to this magnitude, but we're going to get more rounds of storms, more rounds of storms, more rounds of storms over the next few days. It could also lead to some flooding concerns too. So that's also on the high priority list. It's been a long time since I've seen a cluster of tornado warnings that widespread. So let me. I'm gonna pull some of this down for just a second, and I want to see. I'm gonna pull the lightning off. I did see somebody said, why are they flashing? They're flashing to show that there's a little more urgency in the wind gusts in this particular case. The particular case there, Those storms, there it goes again, another one that now digs all the way into West Liberty. So what we're concerned about and why it's flashing is these have the potential to easily produce 70-mile-per-hour winds or higher, 70 or higher, easy. And it's all because of that line that's stretching from southern parts of Nicholas County, Bourbon County, right now getting into northern parts of Clark County, and then what you see east of that goes all the way now into West Liberty. So that's a severe thunderstorm warning, but the likelihood of some very strong winds, stronger than normal, it's possible. Okay, so that's what we're looking at with those. That's why it's flashing like that right now, to just kind of add a little extra emphasis on what these storms are doing and to try to get more attention to them. So I let them flash so they can give you the latest and greatest information we possibly get. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. We've got a whole series of tornado warnings. We've got a bunch of high-end severe thunderstorm warnings that are also out there moving through several different communities in our area. So let's see. I want to go away from that for just a second. So let's look at something else. Let's look at another product so I can get away from this. I don't want to go to rainfall. We'll go to national radar. No, let's go over here. Will that do it? No, that's not going to do what I needed to do either. All right, let's go back here. Let's go back here, and let's see what we can see with spin. Okay, I'm going to turn these warnings off for just a second. That way I can examine them a little bit better. So a lot of this is a big concern that we're going to see them spin up with the intense winds that are on the front of this, and there's quite a bit of that happening out there right now. You see those bright colors like that are in southern Fleming County going into northern parts around. I mean, it is just really, really intense wind. You've probably already noticed that if you're in any of those communities. So if you're watching this and you've got it on your phone or wherever you're at, just go ahead and get into a safe spot, get into the basement, get to the lowest point of your home, okay? Because these storms mean business, and we're afraid that sometimes they can rotate or get a storm to rotate on the front of them. Well, that wind's going to be bad enough anyway. So that's one thing to look at. And then again, there you see how it's all lining up, getting ready to blast across 64, basically from Winchester all the way out to Moorhead all about the same time. I mean, that's incredible. It is. So you've got a big push of wind, a massive blast of wind right now. Okay, that's all along that, and there's plenty of lightning with it too. I just turned the lightning off. But there you see it. And let me get back to some of the warnings. There's just so many of them out there, y'all. I mean, they just keep flashing on. I mean, you've got tornado warnings, you got severe thunderstorm warnings, just tagged with destructive, meaning 70 plus miles per hour or higher in a lot of cases. And I'm going to look over here at some of the info off camera to see if I can find some of those winds so far and see where they've been and how much they've produced. So some of the peak wind gusts within this thing. So that's what we'll do, and you all just continue to kind of watch along, and we'll do this as best we can together and share the information as best as we can. So that's what we're looking at. All right, wind gusts. Come here. Peak wind gust. Okay, I've had an 81 mile per hour wind gust reported officially. Is that in? Okay, so we've had an 81 mile per hour gust right here. Let me pull it up. I'm trying to get the information because I can't see which station it is right now. There's Bourbon County. That's over in Nicholas County. So I'm looking at. I'm looking at Carlisle. Yeah, Carlisle. Yeah. So at the station in Carlisle, close to Carlisle, an 81 mile per hour gust has already been reported. So that's in this batch. That's in this batch of storms right. Come here, mouse. Come back to me, buddy. There you are. So that's in this batch right here. Within the past few minutes, we had an 81 mile per hour gust near Carlisle go through there. So that's why it's a destructive severe thunderstorm. Okay, 80 mile per hour wind coming straight at you. That's intense. It doesn't even have to spin for that to cause problems. So that's a pretty fierce thunderstorm that's out there right now. And more of that heading toward Owingsville right now, and then even more into Moorhead and kind of beyond. And then you look at all these areas. Owensville still under a tornado warning, but I'm worried about that wind factor too. So it's just be safe. Just get wherever you are, and stay there for the next little bit. Lexington is almost in the clear from this particular round. Now I do think we run into more storms as the days go by here over the next few days. We do have severe thunderstorm warning here in Winchester, which is where I am right now. So that's what we've got. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over here to some of your questions really quickly, because that's what makes this better than any other thing you can get out there and view, because we do come right to you, and then I will try to go back and forth and track some of these. So, all right, here's a question from Casey Harris out there in Cynthiana. Cynthiana in the clear, right? Yeah, you are now. From the major push of severe storms, there's still a warning out, but it's gone. Okay, it's mainly south of you. It's more over into Paris now, and then we'll continue on that track. So yeah, it does look a little bit better for you as of this moment too. Somerset, Dave, we got a little bit of time before things get going for Somerset with this particular batch, and I'll be honest with you, it may stay away from you as far as these storms, because a lot of those are dropping true southeast. Okay, true southeast, so they're not going to veer. If they start to veer, that's a whole other set of issues, but they're mainly pushing that way. But we'll get some follow-ups. That's the thing. And there's a couple of them starting to pop up like down here in Garrett County, and that could very well impact you. But as far as this major severe weather threat, that's where it is right now. Sirens going off in Flemingsburg, according to Juanita, and that would make sense because we did have a tornado warning go through there a little while ago. Right now, it's a severe thunderstorm warning, and that runs until about 5:15 for you, which is right now. And I tell you, you're still kind of in the heart of it, and Carlisle's still really getting it. Got a 52-mile-per-hour gust that has made its way into northern parts of Clark County. That's pretty intense. Not true severe weather. I mean, it's bad, but it's not what truly issues these warnings. But then you've got that 81 that happened up in Carlisle. So that is fierce. I'll just tell you. That is fierce. And then you've had close to 60 in northern Kentucky too. So it's all about this complex that I have pulled up live on your screen right now. Okay. I've got another one. How bad will it get in Moorhead? Sirens are going off right now. Moorhead is just about to get hit with the full effect of this, Josh. Okay, so it's right now just bearing down now. You've got severe thunderstorm warnings. You've got tornado warnings out. This is just a mess, a big old intense mess that we have that is playing out right now. All right, we're going to go over to our, let me drop that comment. We'll pull this one up. Mount Sterling. Taylor's asking about Mount Sterling, and it's just about to get worse for you too, Taylor. You've got a strong, severe thunderstorm warning that is out, and it's bearing down on you, and we'll lock in on it here for a second. So just keep your questions coming, keep your concerns coming. But what I'll do for this time being is we'll zoom in and we'll go around. So far, we have measured an 81-mile-per-hour gust in Nicholas County, so outside of Carlisle. So that's the most impressive wind gust that was measured. Now, it doesn't mean you didn't get one, just means that at that location, it picked it up. Southern side of Fayette County and into Jessamine County, severe thunderstorm warning. This goes until about 6 o'clock, okay? And again, these are fierce. They're pretty strong with their winds. Lexington logged a 40-mile-per-hour gust on the north side of town a little while ago. Then we start working over to this one. This has been the part that has had history of causing some issues. This one that's now causing the severe thunderstorm warning for Montgomery County. That'll go into 5:45. And then you've got tornado warning that is still out for Bath County. Let me see if there's still some validity in there. And it's just a lot of wind right now. There's just a lot of wind in that one that's headed right into Owensville at this moment in time. And then you get to Moorhead. It's rocking and rolling there for you too. You've got the tornado warning out, and then you've got severe thunderstorm warning. And there's still some indications of some strong wind there. I'm not saying like this prolific spin, but again, you get on a nose like this, on the nose of some of these storms, you can get that pretty easily. I mean, that does tend to drop out of them. And then you've got these severe thunderstorm warnings that are flashing right now for Frenchburg, for Stanton, for Campton, for West Liberty, for Sandy Hook. And what that is it's telling me that these winds are going to be really, really strong in that thunderstorm. Again, I've already recorded an 81-mile-per-hour gust into some of these, 60 out of this, which gets you to severe thunderstorm criteria, and all that continues to kind of unfold and play out, and it's going into a pretty nuclear atmosphere with plenty of energy that can keep it fed and keep it steady here over the next several hours. Again, rumbling here in Winchester, we're under severe thunderstorm warning as well. Now, let me go to your questions for just a few minutes, okay? All right, this one, Knott County. Knott County, we've still got a little bit of time before we get down there to you, but we'll get some stuff, and we'll get some stuff a little later, and I'll break that down here in just a minute for you. Okay, we've got some of the urgent stuff at this moment. Out in Mercer from Robert, dogs already took their CBD and had their potty break. Well, that's a very good idea, because they will run scared during this, and that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. You let them out, and they can run off on us. So good deal. Of course, Robert, good friend of us here. Happy birthday, and God bless. Well, happy birthday to you as well. Happy birthday to you. Paula says, what about Estill County? Right now, you're under severe thunderstorm warning, Paula. And so it's really for far eastern sections of like Estill County. So right along Powell County line, it looks like right now. But you're quiet at the moment. But now there's some storms that will keep driving in here a little bit later. Wind was fierce here in Carlisle. I'd say it was, Ben. I mean, again, that's the fastest gust I've seen so far, and it was measured. And sometimes we're not data wise, we're not fortunate enough to get them. Okay, we're not fortunate enough to get that data right then and there to be able to confirm what we're seeing. But it did go over the Mesonet site, and that's showing that kind of wind speed. Okay, all right, Matt, and he's up in Georgetown. Nothing too serious. Wind is blowing the trees a little bit. So backing off there, actually, in Georgetown for you at this point in time. So it's not quite as rough as some of these others. It's this edge right here, y'all. It's this edge that I'm looking at. I'll highlight it in white. You see right here, this edge is what's going to be the most concerning. And I'm just going to draw the best I can. This edge over the next little bit as it advances, it's going to be the most concerning part of this, because it's what could spin up a tornado. It's what could spin up some of these 70-mile-per-hour, 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts or what have you. Okay. So it's that energy diving into that very, very rich atmosphere that can do it. Okay. So it's digging in, it's diving through, and it's lighting up the skies and causing those concerns. All right. So that's what we have. All right, where are we at here? Let's go to this one. Storm horrible in Fallsburg area of Lawrence County. Let me see. Let's get over to Lawrence County here for a second. And you've got one that's kind of out and away from the rest of them. So let me move over there and check you out too. And yeah, oh yeah, you've got a doozy. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning. You've got a tornado warning that's been issued for parts of Lawrence County as well. And I just can't remember off the top of my head exactly where Fallsburg is. So we'll just hopefully it'll plot for you here, and so you can see it and I can see it all together at the same time. But here comes those communities. They just take their time sometimes when there's a lot going on. There you see a whole bunch of areas. All right, you see a whole bunch of them out there from Louisa back to Ellen to Chapman, Summit, all. All right, somebody's asking about Mercer. Let's jump down there, Kathy, and let's see what's going on in Mercer right now for you, so we can kind of break that down a little bit better for you, so you can be prepared for whatever may come. And right now, you've got some decent activity just north of you, and that's going to start bearing down here soon and driving in as well. My brother-in-law has texted me, and let me see what he is saying. Wind is nuts right now. He was over there, I guess, in Lexington. Must be some power outages and red lights flashing. No street lights or building lights over by Richmond Road right now in Lexington. And that would make perfect sense, because they've had an incredible amount of wind go through there as well, with at least 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts easily. And that can do it too. And there are some hail signatures in there too. I mean, this wasn't supposed to be a big hail producing day, but there could be some small stuff in there. But that's what he is seeing right now. So thanks to Kurt, that's my brother-in-law who is in Lexington right now, wandering through that bit of a messy storm too. All right, we head back east and we find Sorry, I was listening here at my house. It's not quite as intense here at my house as it is in other places, but certainly coming down now and starting to whip the house a little bit. And they got more storms that go all the way out into places like Louisa, where we talked about a minute ago. It's Loudon West Liberty now, and it'll continue to get that way over the next few minutes. And here's one, Abe, talking about West Liberty. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you've got that storm right on top of you. And I'll be honest with you, it looks like it wants to twist a little bit. It does, but let me look at it a little closer. It's not really prominent, but it's windy. I mean, you're probably 60, 70 mile per hour winds easily could come out of this storm too. So that one is right on top of you there in the city of West Liberty too. So yeah, good. I mean, again, that's a destructive severe thunderstorm warning is what they're looking at. Let's see. I'll come back to Bell in just a minute. Let's go to this one right here. This is Kyla in Mount Sterling. Says lockdown in Mount Sterling Walmart. Where's it at? Oh, sorry, I got looking at that other storm. So yeah, so the lights are out in Mount Sterling there in Walmart and surrounding areas there. I imagine there's more lights out. Pitch black. So yeah, it's bad. It's rough out there. You got these storms that are blowing in those 60, 70, even confirmed 80 mile per hour winds. So yeah, this is the real deal right here with some of these strong storms. Now, we need them to get through here. And they will. They'll get through here soon. But until they do, start to blow up a little bit back in Lawrenceburg too. And what do you know about that? Let's see. That's in Carter. That's certainly got the spin showing, guys. It does. I may have missed it myself. If you can hear the thunder rolling here, or you get it confused with your thunder at your place, but we've got it. We have got it here for sure. All right, there we go. Here, let's see what this one says. I'm halfway to Winchester's pouring down. The winds. I went to let the water out of my pool, refill it tomorrow with fresh water instead of rain. Yeah, oh yeah, it's coming down. It's wicked with the intensity of that rain. And over the next few days here too, I want you to all keep this in mind. We're going to get more waves like this that can produce a lot of storms and a lot of heavy rain. So then the flood threat kind of continues here for the next few days. It's pouring down here in Nicholasville. Going down lightning here. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. Farmers, quiet, rain, but rain very calm to what it is, and that's what you are seeing. Farmers out there, if you're familiar with just traveling along Interstate 64, you've seen the farmers exit sign there as well. So it's right in this general area here that we're looking at. So loaded with heavy rain and all that currently in Farmers and then out toward Moorhead too. All right, let's go back to this one. This one says Carissa, she's in Carter County. All right, now you've got a very intense storm there in Carter, okay? And it just depends on where you are, on how it's going to affect you and how it's really, 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 really coming, okay? So as we look out a little bit, you can see we're looking toward like, back it up a little bit. You've got Olive Hill there, then you've got Grayson. It's not quite bad in Grayson yet, but it is really coming down in Olive Hill. And there is a tornado warning out in this area that goes to 5:45, and that's, it's 5:27 right now, so you got a lot of time left on that warning. But then you've got these other destructive severe thunderstorms that are also in the area. We've already reported a 50 mile per hour gust in Moorhead, or north of Moorhead, in northern parts of Rowan County, maybe close to Moorhead. I can't tell by the map officially, but so that's already up to a 50 mile per hour gust on these storms that are out there right now. So in Carter County, you've got some really, really rough stuff passing through there. Okay. Moorhead out of the tornado warning. Yeah, the warning might still exist for you, but the part that would be concerning for a tornado is gone. Yeah, it is. Frenchburg, Frenchburg from Geneva Edwards here. Let's go into Frenchburg, and it's right now bearing down on you. This was one that had real strong wind potential and 70 plus mile per hour, a possibility. That's what a lot of the data is suggesting on these. So that's what you have that's heading into your area. All right, let's go to Greenup County from Kirsten. And as we go to Greenup County with Kirsten, I'll back it up a little bit because all the warnings flash together and they throw me off a little bit. All right, right now, you know what? It's severe, and you've had parts of it as a tornado warning, especially to your south. Let me do something real quick just for you, so I can see it a little better. There's still a little bit of a notch there that would suggest that it's got some spin with it, and then yeah, I see a little hint of it. So there's at least part of it that's going through maybe northern parts of Carter going over into to Greenup, the way that all aligns there, guys, where that could in fact be the case. All right, okay. So that's what it looks like right now. Okay, Floyd County, Hi, Amber. Floyd County. Well, listen, let me tell you, we look at Floyd County. And right now, you've got just some general rain, no severe thunderstorm yet, but we're watching what's up the road from you. It's going to be dropping in, okay? So just kind of pay attention to what's going on in these other places, and that'll really help us understand what's coming into Floyd County, whether it be Prestonsburg, whether it be Martin, whether it be Wheelwright, whatever, okay? So just kind of hang out with me here for a minute, and we'll get through that, okay? All right, Campton, we go off to Campton. And as we go off to Campton, you can see that you've got a couple of good rumblers around you right now. I've got some good rumblers for you right now that are around you, but they're not the true severe. You got the true severe just up the road. Back in my hometown there, Sigersville, a lot louder, and you're under a severe thunderstorm warning as of this moment. And I'm loud here in Winchester too. So all of this coming together. Hi, Margaret. It is in Kentucky, but there's nothing on top of you right now, okay? Nothing on top of you. I will get to it when it's time, all right? You're fine. It's okay. Thank you. All right, let's go to Owingsville here, back to Owingsville, and asking if we're in the clear in Owingsville. And yeah, it's looking a little bit better. But as far as that true wall of severe weather, but you're still in that in the thick of some of the heavier rain and the more significant stuff. So just keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind that it's right there on top of you. Now my neighbor's texting me. Let's see what he said. Let's see where he is. Where he said it's bad here. Where? All right. Okay, off to West Liberty, off to Sigersville, off to Stanton. You go to Winchester, blowing through at a pretty tough rate. All right, somebody mentioned along the way there, they said Lancaster. Let's go to Lancaster. Jessica's asking that. And oh, you're just loaded up. One of these other storms kind of developed out ahead of all this. So you're getting some lightning, you get some heavy rain, but that main energy driven part of this is north of us. But sometimes we have to watch these. We have to watch these very closely because they can spin up on you. Okay, they can spin up on you. No, Gary, I didn't quit. I didn't quit. I'm still right here doing the weather like always, but just different from my house. So thank you for that keen observation. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. I really do. I really, really do. All right, let's go over here to Moorhead. I just got another text. You know what it says? We have $3 million in funding for you. Well, great. Send me the money. You want to know about Moorhead because you've been under all kinds of warnings. And there it is. You've been under a tornado warning, but the city of Moorhead now, it's still pretty windy and probably loud, but the significant threat of weather has gone past you. It's more to the south now, okay? It's gone more south. West Liberty, you're getting hammered. I mean, no way around. I haven't got the updated information on any of the current measurements in that area, but yeah, you've got that going through there as of this moment. That's right. Thank you, Wanda. That's exactly right. Lord have mercy. I just don't get it. I just don't get it sometimes. Inez. Actually, Inez, it's probably about to start raining in Inez. Let me see. Yeah, it's getting close to you, and some of the more significant weather is out there too. Now, in the city of Paintsville, I see that somebody just asked about Paintsville too. And yes, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning now, John Lindsay Lines. Yeah, you're under severe thunderstorm warning, but it's not as intense as some of these others. But just kind of pay attention the next hour or so, because a lot of this will be traveling overhead and causing whatever issues may come from that. Okay, so 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Again, so far the biggest one I've seen is 81 miles per hour. 81 miles per hour. Okay. Louisa. Let's go to Louisa. Louisa, you're in the middle of a nice thunderstorm. I don't mean nice that, but I just mean a little stronger too. Okay. So that's heading in there for you. Blaine Flat Gap. You see Blaine there on the maps. Matter of fact, Ronald, it's on there, popped up perfectly for us right now. So you got a couple of different waves that are coming through with this that'll keep it very action packed. So just when you think it's going to end, you've got a little bit more that will blast in there. Winchester calming down, looks to be. It sounds like it right here, right now, over my head, but it's not. I'm like you. It's still kind of rough, and we've still got whatever's left through parts of Fayette and whatever's left in parts of Bourbon County to get through. This is kind of blowing up out there in Lawrenceburg, out in Anderson County, the northern parts of Mercer County. So yeah, you're seeing it's getting busy and getting busy in a hurry in those spots as well. Hardin County, you know what, Christy, it's not that rough out there right now. Not at this moment. I mean, you can see there's a little bit of rain north of you, but you're actually okay at this particular second in time. Um, so yeah, we've got to just kind of keep our eyes on the skies and see what happens beyond this. Like I said, this is going to be a multi-day thing where we're going to have severe weather chances like this. Maybe not as bad as this one, but yes. Sorry, tornado sirens in Frenchburg. That's probably true. That's probably true. Some cities have different qualifiers for the sirens to go off, and there it is a rough, severe thunderstorm that is in there right now. So sometimes that triggers those. Okay, that triggers it as well. Let's go on down here. Let's go through some of these. Sorry, they fly, y'all. Does anyone know? Josh is asking about Moorhead. You're technically still under the warning, but the most significant part of that cell is gone. Okay, so if you're in the city of Moorhead, it's much better for you right now. All right, it's passed on through. There's our good friend Shane. I was supposed to talk to Shane today, meet with him. These storms creeped up on both of us a little faster than expected. I thought they would be a little later in the day, and I don't care to tell you that I mistimed them a little bit, because that happens. But I was able to get here and get everything going. But that's right. That's a big tag. You're right. That's a big one. You're right. That's huge. It's several counties, miles and miles of real estate that have that. And that's what's flashing on there for you guys. Okay, that's what's flashing on there, is that warning that's out. It's got a destructive tagline, meaning that it's not necessarily producing a tornado, but it can produce some fierce winds that go 70 miles per hour. How many inches of rain is supposed to fall in Winchester? Do we know? Over the next few days, it's going to vary. But I mean, I had a 5-day forecast I looked at last night of at least 3 to 5 inches. But see, you get storms like these today, and they can put down that by themselves. So that's what makes it really hard to produce or predict some of the rain in instances like this. Everything is hard, but this is even harder. Okay. Frankly, working with families down in London, think it'll get west and go down there. I do think they're going to see some storms later on. We're going to have to watch and see what's activated here on this western side of this. Okay. So certainly worth paying attention to here in the next little bit. And Hess says trees down in Mount Sterling, and I guarantee it, because those winds have just been rough through there, and it's still coming down in Mount Sterling, still coming down right now. Take a breath. Take a breath. All right, Powell County, Clay City. Just lost power there. You're in Powell County. Well, it just started getting the wildest for you there if you're in Clay City. Look, and it's not even the most significant part of it, but you are in that warning where there's wind potential that can get really, really strong. Again, so far, some of the big totals big wind gusts that I've seen are coming in around. They came in Nicholas County. We had like an 81 mile per hour gust a little bit earlier, 50 there in 50 in Rowan County, and so far 43 out toward Stanton or Clay City, somewhere there in between. Okay, so that's what's happened so far in that area. But these been tough, and they've been tough in a hurry. Let's see, asking about how long till over in Jeffersonville electricity is flickering. We got a little more time. Keeley, I'm going to go with Keeley. You've got a little more time with this one. I'll back it out and I'll show you Jeffersonville. So you see Jeffersonville right there, almost in the middle of the map, and then you've got all this stuff that's up the road that's coming at you as well. And what I can do here is I can animate this. This shows you the last hour. Let's get it prettier than that. Let's go 30-minute intervals here. All right, now look at this. So come on, there we go. This is going to be a little smoother for us. So over the past hour, you can see that we're watching that storm. And so what's over here in Clark County, still going to get through there. And then what's over in parts of Bourbon County has got to get through part of you there. So it's going to be a little while before we're all in the clear with this particular setup. Okay. So just kind of hang tight with me for a little bit. Prestonsburg, Amber, Gerald. I don't think I have seen anything there yet in Allen. I haven't, but I'm really coming down there in Syersville. Yeah, I haven't seen anything really toward Allen. It's more toward Prestonsburg if there's anything. Okay. Well, hello, Sarah. I thought you said something else. Anything about Nicholasville soon? Let's look. Let's look together. So Richmond, severe thunderstorm warning is out for you. It hasn't started doing anything yet, but what's crossing out of Fayette County will. Nicholasville really just starting to see the action there, actually. So you've got more time with this. You got at least another 20, 30 minutes, I'd imagine, with this coming at you. Okay. That's Menifee from Miranda Brian Moore. And it's just kind of loud. It's kind of loud there for you, and very, very windy with these big severe thunderstorm warnings that are out over. I mean, look at all the communities in Frenchburg, West Liberty, Stanton, all right there. I mean, that's been a ton of wind, and a ton of wind now getting into like Syersville and Paintsville too. So now we're getting into Eastern Kentucky. Now you're getting there. Berea, you've got a lone little cell out there. It was over in Garrett County. Now it's down there with you, and it's starting to crank up as well. Now I love y'all, but sometimes as soon as I load a comment, another one comes up, and it keeps going. Okay, so I'm so sorry if I don't get to all of them. Floyd and Pike, and basically what I was just saying. If you're around Prestonsburg, it's going to get iffy here soon. So that's what we've got. This one, it's back in Lexington again. Well, depending on where you are, really, the only thing it did was kind of settle for a second and then get a little bit worse. Got a little bit louder and a little feistier too. So that's what's happened. But Southern Fayette, so right along I-75, going all the way down into Madison County there. So across the Clays Ferry Bridge and all that. It's going to get really, really, really crappy here in just a few minutes for what it already is, but it's just going to get a little bit louder and a little bit worse through that area too. So that's dropping through Nicholasville. Somebody asked me about Nicholasville a few minutes ago as well. Patrick seems to be picking up again in Moorhead. I would say depends on where you are. I would say you're just maybe on the tail end of it, but because I mean, at this point, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's weakened a lot, but now it has kind of settled a little bit more for us. So we're not quite as treacherous as we were. And that's just the warnings that we're looking at right there. I'll get the radar back up. So it's backed off some. Okay, Patrick. Perry County. Perry County. Perry County. There it is. Perry County. Right now, you're good. You're good. But storms are going to develop here over the next several hours. It's going to be an evening where we still pay attention to everything. As a matter of fact, I haven't even looked at watch status in a while, so let's do that while we're sitting here together, and we'll figure it all out together. Because I sometimes get so locked in on that stuff that I forget to look at other stuff. So there's your severe thunderstorm watch. That's out. That's covering northern Kentucky, central Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky, goes all the way out in Pike County. So that means there's a watch. Don't pay attention to the date because I haven't changed it. But as a matter of fact, just so there's no confusion on the date. Boom. Perfect. So there you see, you've got a severe thunderstorm watch that's still highlighted for several more hours. And we've gone through a cycle of these out there today. It's been nuts, but they've been going back and forth with us here at different points of the day. All right, let's go back to current radar, and we'll get that pulled up for you as well. Processing a lot of stuff, y'all. So sometimes it gets a little slow. Oh, so all right, let's get back into. Let's kind of reset. Go back. You've got Mercer County blowing up on that end. You get down the Bluegrass Parkway, and it's trying to just come together just ever so slightly in those areas. So there's it's just wild. Lori Kaufman, new tornado warning. I don't see any new tornado warnings, Lori. It looks like I don't see any yet. Unless it's just hidden. No, I don't see any right now. And I think you were messaging about Fayette County, so I really don't see anything there. Unless it just hasn't hit my system yet. Unless it hasn't hit. And I'm not saying it hasn't, or there isn't one, but I'm just not seeing it at this moment pop in. But the wind's bad enough anyway. But that does make me wonder. So I mean, Shane, do you see one anywhere? Because I don't see one. I don't see anything that would spark one. Not right now. There's plenty of severe potential out there, though. Now, there's no doubt about that. Now, a bunch of you had warnings. Okay, now we had warnings. We had tornado warnings that were out. We had them for Carter. We had them for several other counties, and now they're gone. Okay, a lot of those went away. What is this? Somebody from out there. Samantha's asking about any rotation. Now, I don't see anything. I don't see anything right now. Yeah, still watching. Up the road there with some of these others that they're trying to spin, but not right now. Okay. Yeah, Bonita, here they come now. They're starting to bear down in eastern Kentucky a little bit deeper. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning, and then you've got a new warning that you see popping in there. That is for West Liberty. It is for Syersville. It is for Campton. And my watch is going off with a warning through Ring. So you can get warnings anywhere, but you can't get this much fun and this much information. Keep that in mind too. So Syersville, or what's called a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, is out. It's out for you. It's out for Morgan County. It's out for a small section of Wolfe County, right there close to the Morgan County line, and the as you get along the parkway to go over toward folks there in Magoffin too. So that is a strong, severe thunderstorm that could produce winds 70 miles per hour or so. Okay. That's what that is. And then could that become a factor into Floyd County later, or into Breathitt County because it's out for Breathitt County too? Yes. So the big primary threat with all of that is that wind-driven craziness that is embedded in within those. So far, the gusts have kind of, I don't call them weakened, but they're not like they were. We had that 81 mile per hour one earlier. I mean, that just shred things, you know? I mean, it will. They did tag that with 80 miles per hour as well. So there you go. They're still seeing some of that information, some of that as well. Great, Sheila. Thanks. But yeah, that right there, that's what that warning is for. The tag says up to maybe 80 miles per hour for some of those winds. We've already had that officially measured. And just because I don't have it measured doesn't mean it doesn't happen. We don't have a site there in some of these communities that can actually measure it. They'd have to go back out later and determine if there's any damage. Hopefully there won't be any damage in those spots. Middletown, for now it is. Yeah. You're in much better shape. You're in much better shape. You're getting a hell of a hail in Frenchburg, are you? Well, let's look. See, you get into this time of year sometimes, guys, and it can be a little harder to get, hail. But you're right. I mean, that is certainly showing that there's been at least some potential there in like parts of Menifee County. What's that saying? Yeah. Well, there's certainly some hints that it could be there. So within some of these storms. So yeah, you're right. Weak shear. And what I'm looking at now, guys, is something that shows you where there's some strong spin. I'm just looking to see what pops up. Okay. Just looking around because I've got all these little tools and I often forget to go to all of them. What's this one showing? That's live shear, or live, mostly live, not tracks. Yeah, those winds right there in the leading edge of that storm that are down there in parts of Wolfe County and going over into Magoffin. I mean, I'm talking right there on the edge. Now, those are some pretty impressive ones. I mean, that's some pretty tough stuff right there, y'all. Those winds are. So that'd be kind of the biggest concern I have right at this moment. So you've got extreme. So there's some good spin. There's some good wind in there too. You can just get outside of it, and it's not that extreme, but it's there. There's little pockets of it, so that could mean some very heavy duty wind over those spots. Okay, it's away from the city of Syersville. It's away from Campton. It's kind of out in a remote area, not remote, but farther away. Okay, let's go down the list because I get so tied up with those, I forget to drop them. Dark on 114. Oh yeah, it's getting rough. It's getting louder. Good call. Thank you very much, Martha, for that. And Shane will answer you because he usually is a pretty good guy, and we'll do stuff like that. This is right here where everyone. Oh. Well, thank you, Anita. I appreciate that. I didn't know you. That's what it said. Or I still would have put it up, but I didn't. Oh. I appreciate that. I do. All right. Let's kind of refocus everything here. Let's refocus. Let's review, and let's look around. Let's look around. The most concerning storm that we have is the one with the tagline destructive, which is the one that's in Morgan County. It's in Magoffin. It's really bearing down on Magoffin right now. And then it's into Breathitt County. We've got another pretty intense storm that's been passing through southern Fayette over into Nicholasville, there in Jessamine County, and then also into Madison County as well. Now, if you're in Irvin, so if you're in Estill County, you've been wondering, I'm hearing some rumbles and that's it. Well, it's coming. It's coming a little bit quicker to you as well. Now you can see it there. See, they just issued the extension on that warning for it. So it's going to come a little quicker, and it did. Now they've got another big warning for a destructive severe thunderstorm. So likely producing winds possibly up to 80 miles per hour. Again, we've already got that confirmed. It's been measured. And I'm just going through all the counties so you can see them. This goes to 615. It's 553. Forward motion on that's pretty good. What is forward motion? Let's look at some of the specific numbers right now. No. I'll tell you all. Just give me a second, okay? Just chat amongst yourselves and talk to Shane there. Comments. He'll help you out too. That's not exactly racing. Not exactly racing. I mean, those are just dropping off 30 or so. 30 miles per hour. Okay. I needed to get some data together so I could figure out a couple things for you all. Okay. So I'm going to lay this out here. I'll take this off. It's at 35 miles per hour. Now this should plot some communities. It's going to plot a lot. Some you've never heard of. But there you see some of the communities that are lined up within that severe thunderstorm warning. Okay. That newest one. And it's showing you now it's in Gypsy and it's in Ravenna. And it kind of is. It's just not to the max yet. Then you got places like, I don't know where they are. That's the big catch. I don't know where some of these are because they're, over a big chunk of counties. But you can see all of those spots. Map picks up on them, and then it tells you. So that's what we're looking at right now, y'all. That's the storm track on this one that's bearing down to the south and southeast. So going through Irvin, Stanton right now. It'll be in Beattyville here in a few minutes. It'll be in Boonville as well. Jackson. It's almost right there already in the city, and it's been rough there in Sagersville too. Let's see. How was that? Sorry for yelling. I wouldn't have it any other way, Mary, if you didn't yell. I wouldn't have it any other way. All right. Bottom part of the map representing. I'm not sure where I was when I did that, Crystal. You just say it again specifically for me, so we can figure it out. And we got some hail, according to Cassandra Lynn Bailey, and that was along the Morgan and Magoffin County line. I believe that. I'm going to check. I'm going to go over here to the other thing, and we'll just watch these storms together, because we're just chilling right now. Okay, if it gets bad, I'll tell you to run. I'm going to look at, because I know some people said they messaged me, but I've got to see where the messages are. They messaged on Facebook, so give me a second to check those out. This is why I need somebody here with me all the time. Somebody here with me to help me out. I'm seeing the video right now. Again, I won't pop it up too much until it's time, until I see something that I think is significant, because I've been duped by AI. I have. And I have a little gun shy on all that stuff now. It just kind of scares me to share it if I'm not 100% confident in it. So many. Oh, I love y'all. Thank you for sending all this stuff. But it takes me a minute to go through it all. My brother-in-law said, teach me how to do it and I'll help you. Where you at? Where you at right now? Where you at? If I can ever get this room cleaned up a little more, and I'll have more room soon, I'll have a monitor over there on the wall and I'll be able to do some stuff with it. then I got more room for somebody sitting here with me. But right now it's just chaotic. All right, let's look at this one together. I'm gonna download it. We'll pop it up here. Make sure I don't miss anything with the warnings, and just pay attention to Shane. If he's still in here, he'll keep you up to date on anything that might be wild or something to that effect. All right, open up. So this came to me. Well, it should come to me. It's not showing it to you, but this came to me. I've got so many monitors, y'all, that they just all don't show up like they used to. I've got one will go to one monitor, one will go to the next. I've just got too much stuff going on in here now. All right, we're just not going to get it right now at this moment in time because I can't pull all of them up. I can't pull all of them up, but we'll go through all of this a little bit later. Already seeing some tree damage in Mount Sterling. We're seeing a lot of other stuff going on. Okay, now I'm looking at comments again. And we're also going to look at weather stuff. So we're still in a situation where we have severe thunderstorm warnings out that stretch from Louisa all the way through Stanton into Irvine. Nicholasville included in on that as well. So far, peak gusts out of these storms. We've had one up to 81 miles per hour, 52 here in Clark County, 60 up in Harrison County, 50 in Rowan County. So some pretty impressive stuff. No doubt about that. But nothing off the charts except that 81 mile per hour. Now that was just fierce. And again, the odds of being able to collect that data as it happens is pretty cool to get it. But I mean, I can only imagine what could happen and what has happened with some damage to that area. Sorry, yeah, starting to get in Lee County with that storm. I'm going to tell you this: these don't look as rough as they did. Okay, they don't. They're still looking pretty intense, but they don't look like they did a little while ago where I was just terrified. And I would never tell you that I'm terrified. But I was a little worried about some of those early on. Okay. I get info, y'all. I have to look at it every once in a while because people send the stuff to me in any way they can. 691 people on here. Well, that's great. That's really great, guys. I appreciate you. Now, if we can get up to that 1 million views, right? Like that one fella. Good luck, right? There's a pocket of warnings right now from West Liberty to Syersville to Jackson. Hazard's not quite there yet. Now it's getting bumpier close to Hazard, but it's not the most intense part of this. So, all right, let's bounce through some of these. Jessica up in Covington got hammered. Her daughter hasn't had electricity for 3 hours now, and there were one warning after the other. That's what they were doing earlier. Daphne, how does Nicholasville? How much does they've left? Electric's flashing. I'm ready for it to be done. You've got a little bit of time left with it, and by a little bit, you've probably got another 15, 20 minutes, and then that should go rolling on through. But we still got to watch some of the northern stuff. We'll get there. I hope so. I hope you're right. It's expected for Rockcastle and wind. Rockcastle's about to storm. It's actually storming in northern Rockcastle County right now, Joshua, or Scott or Joshua Scott, it is storming in northern parts of Rockcastle County. It's nothing severe at this moment. So it's already made its way through Berea, that one right there. Emma Grace Thatcher scared, but you're in Syersville, I think. So if you're in Syersville, it's going to ease up here soon. If you're at home there, it's right on top of a little where I know you grew up at, right around that area. So you're going to be, it's going to clear out here before too long. But those winds have still been pretty intense. They've been pretty. I mean, they've been howling for sure. Crystal Fletcher says Syersville McDonald's went into lockdown, and as they should, with that kind of wind coming through there and all that glass around, all those windows. That's why a lot of that happens, guys, because they try to get people away from the windows, because especially that big tall sign you all got there too. How it made it through the tornado, I'll never understand, but it did, and that storm went right beside it. Over here, not this one. Whitehall area of Richmond. Okay. Well, right now, as we get into, I just be honest with you, it's looking a lot better for you. The intensity is not what it was earlier, Stephanie. Yeah, it's not like it was. So it's a little bumpy, and there's still some lightning and some thunder and rain. Yes, but it's not as bad as it was. But we keep watching, okay? We keep watching for everything that comes out here a little bit later too. Orange County, is tornado warning over? Yes, tornado warning is over, Brittany. It sure is. Oh, thank you, Ginger. Ginger's in Syersville. She lived through the 2012 tornado, and she lost her business during that, and fought back and got back, and runs one heck of a good Subway there in Syersville. So it leveled her business, and she built back and kept going. So one of the great resilient stories of our people, how they just keep going. Are these expected to break up, disperse as they head south? Well, I'll tell you what, they are certainly not as impressive as they were, Zach. And they were quite impressive there for a while. And I'm not saying they're not right now, but if I was sitting under that one in Syersville, the rain's coming down like crazy, or you're in Rollton or wherever you're at, Paintsville, Prestonsburg. So, I mean, it's rough, but it's not like it was a little bit earlier. So there will be different waves, and I'll show you all a model here in a minute. There will be different waves over the next few days where they come into play. So I don't think it's going to be just like this. I don't think it's going to be just like this every single day, but I do think we're going to get into those different rounds. That's good advice. And when I use DeLong, I use DeLong all the time, Melinda, because it does kind of help you avoid some of the major traffic, especially this time of day, 5, 6 o'clock. Yeah, it does. It sure does. Thank you, Shaggy. I appreciate you. Floyd County, Lee Ann Slusher. That picture's too small, but that name sounds familiar. Floyd County. Well, right now it's just blowing up there in Prestonsburg and northern parts of Floyd County. So it's crossing over from Paintsville. We're from Johnson County. See, so it's not a warning at this moment, but I mean it's still been kind of healthy for you the last little bit, and the rain's going to be healthy anyway. But what we've got flashing is still that severe thunderstorm warning going through Syersville and going into several other communities, including down this, where you can get up to 80-mile-per-hour gusts. Now, I'm not seeing as many cases of that or indicators. Yeah, really not. I'm really not. But they had a history of it. So when they get a history of it, sometimes they continue to push those warnings out. So, all right, let's see what else we got. The rain and lightning starting in Prestonsburg. It sure is. It's getting loud and rough in there for you. Traffic lights are out on Harrodsburg Road at South of Christian Church intersection at Brandon Road. Got some good information. I'm offended. I can't see the picture. O'Brien? Is that Leon O'Brien? Is that who that is? Thank you, Kathy. There's my old friend, college mate, Jonathan Salisbury over there, and he's in Floyd County right now. And he's letting us know that it's starting to rain there in Prestonsburg, coming down pretty good. And it is. And that wind has been impressive too. I mean, it's not been severe for you, but it's still howling. And it's been like that through McGoffin, southern McGoffin, down there at the tip. Now there's a lot of, you're getting into some areas where it's a little more remote, where internet and cell service is a little wonkier. But you've got all those communities out toward Gunlock. I used to date a girl at Gunlock many years ago. But anyway, but you can see that you've got that heavy round of rain right there, and with it, that proximity to the radar, it's really, really coming down through there. It is. And there's Community of David and all that. There's a football game in Raceland. How's it looking? And Tina, have they called the game yet? Well, the rain's going away that particular round. We'll look at some of the other stuff here in a minute, but it's getting better for you as far as that's concerned. But now they've got all those lightning rules, we got all kinds of those. Yes. See, it just took me a minute. I'm old and my eyes aren't great, and that picture's really small on my screen. It doesn't look as big as it does maybe on yours. All right, let's go on down through here. Let's go on down through here and try to get some more. You just got there, Tina says. So let me adjust my view again. Let me go up a little higher because I wasn't quite there. We'll look at a model here in a few minutes. Okay. April says, Southern Berea, Northern Rockcastle. I shared some pics on Facebook. Look like over my house, and I don't scare from storms, never have, but this has me nervous. And I am having the worst time trying to get pictures to show up. Let's go over to your storm, though, before I start tinkering over here by myself and looking for that. Very sus. You must be around a younger kid to say that, right? Sus. All right, y'all just chat amongst yourselves for a second here while I try to get some of these pictures to cooperate with me. I'm not seeing anything right now. I mean, I'm seeing a whole bunch in my feed, but I'm not seeing that right now. Okay. Hi, Marion. Huh. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be, it's not going to be quite as eventful as it has in other spots. It's been really rough in some of these other spots, but I don't think it's as intense there for you. Banner over in Floyd County. John says it's just now starting there. I've got a brother that lives around there. News alert. NWS alert on Facebook. What alert did you get, Jess? I'm curious. What alert? Please share with the rest of us so we can share that with everybody else. We can be our own little collective agency here and get information. Oh, now they've been issuing severe thunderstorm warnings. Now I haven't seen that, and Shane could always look into that, but I have not. Yeah, Lee, it is. It's going by you now. It's going by Syersville. It's going by the northern part of the county. Yeah, it's getting really, really, really a whole lot better, basically. So, Shane, can you check in on this? Because I can't. My hands are tied right now. Can you check in on this? Where they're saying they can issue warnings. See, let me do a little complaining real quick. The National Weather Service won't let people like me and Shane in their chats because we don't belong to a major news organization, and we should be able to get in there. We should be able to get in there, but they have refused. No, they've been nice about it, but they've refused, and that's fine. But I would like to have privy to some of that information too. So spoke my piece, and I don't usually complain about them because they're all a great bunch of people, but their rules won't let us in, and whatever. But we can relay critical information like this. You know, we have 600 people watching, and we can do it. But again, send your congressman a letter. That's all I can say. That's all I can say now. All right, let's bounce around here. Just came through, said urgent storm warning, Painesville. Well, see, I'm not getting any warnings anywhere. Shane? All right, here's what it's saying. We're having issues with our warnings getting out to everyone. If you're in Hazard, Jackson, Pikeville, Wattsburg, please seek shelter now, which is all part of those storms that we have had going through these other areas, right? That right there is fierce with those winds. So Floyd County, Martin, Knott County, Wheelwright, Pikeville, my Eastern Kentucky comes out so strong when I say Pikeville. It's headed right toward you as well. It's going toward Wheelwright. So all of these areas, this has been an intense concentration of wind for a while, and it will likely blast through there as well. Same thing into Martin County, up around Inez too. Okay, so Shane got this. We're having issues with our warnings getting out. That's from the National Weather Service. If you're in Hazard, Jackson, Pikeville, Wattsburg, please seek shelter now. This is a dangerous line of storms, and it is. There's no doubt about it. It's made it past some of our most populated areas that I sit in for, but now it's down here making its way out east where I grew up. Okay. But we do look back toward Lawrence. Look at how much of this has started forming on the backside of this. Frankfort, you're getting a little hot. You're getting hot there in Harrodsburg. And what I mean by hot, the storm popping up a little bit. But right here, I ended up in Virginia and North Carolina there for a second. Sorry, guys. But look at this. It's all lining up and arcing back through there. A few little pops going off ahead of that in several cases. Shane just texted me. Oh, let me see. Warnings feed is down. Well, they're the agency that issues warnings. It's the National Weather Service. Okay. And what we have to do from here is, because the people like us, the streamers, aren't there because of warning. We're just as important. So we'll continue to relay the information as it comes. Okay. Now we see that the severe thunderstorm warning with a destructive tidal has been issued for that complex. All right, for that complex that stretches from, if you're in Paintsville, you're in much better shape now. If you're in Tigersville, it's getting better. But it's that southern part of McGoffin. It's through Prestonsburg. It's through Martin. It's through City of Inez. It's out into Knott County as well, and into this all of Pike County, the largest county in the state as far as the coverage is concerned, as for the landmass. But you can see that they've now issued a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. And one thing I don't like about the way these warnings come is I have to click it every time to show you everybody. So Pike County, 7 o'clock, Knott County, 7 o'clock, Floyd County, 7 o'clock for an expiration time, Martin County, 7 o'clock, Montgomery County is in it, 7 o'clock. Part of Breathitt is in it until 7 o'clock. Now, a lot of that will be past some of these spots. That 7 really means more business out there. Looks like they've issued another warning. Yeah, they've issued one all the way out in Virginia, West Virginia, too. I mean, this thing's been fierce, y'all. I mean, there was at one time it had the potential to produce winds, or it did produce winds of 80 miles per hour, 81, actually. Let me go back and see if there's been any new stuff come in here in the last few minutes from that. And so far, no. No, that's the biggest one measured. Now that doesn't mean we won't have more that are more intense than that. All right, back to the camera. Just adjust. I gave it a hand cue and it adjusts. It's not supposed to do that. There we go. It's. I mean, it is supposed to do that, but I thought I had it turned off. All right, let's get a little closer here. All right, Tigersville, you're just about in the clear. Prestonsburg, the most significant part of this is Southview, but it's going through Martin. It's going through Ivell. It's hitting Betsy Lane right now. It's going along 80 as well. So you're getting back over toward Hindman into Knott County there. Pikeville, give it a few minutes, be right there on top of you. So yeah, that's it right there. I mean, that's the fierce part of it. So you go into northern parts of Pike County, you go into Martin County as well. All right, I think we are doing okay now, Shane. So I think they're pushing them out. We're getting them pushed out. So I'll drop your comment now. Go give Shane a follow. He's a good guy. He's a really, really good guy. Good friend. Megan, you're in that severe thunderstorm warning now. Part of it is, okay? Not everybody in Knott County, but like if you're toward the eastern side of the county, you are there. Okay, so you are getting your warnings. Okay, good. At least warnings coming through on your phone because that's more important than anything else. They can just, if they come through on your phone, that's the most important thing because that's what you need. We need to make sure you get the information. If I don't get it, at least you can get it, because you're right there in the heart of it. So that's covering Magoffin, Floyd, Martin County. Johnson, you're just about to the tail end of the most significant part of it. And over in Hindman, too, just outside of Hindman, it's been a little bit worse, rough. So there's your pocket. This is the most significant storm around. Now, for those of you wondering about these others, they're loud, they're bumpy, they're mean. I mean, you get toward Harrodsburg, and we've got some lightning, we got some thunder, we've got plenty of activity out there as well. So, I mean, it's not like we can just sleep on them. And you can see that there's been another regular severe thunderstorm warning issued, at least at this time, that doesn't have the destructive title with it, and it goes till 6:30, so 9 minutes. And maybe that's one of those that was out and it just didn't make it, and it finally made it through the feed because the way the processing is gone. But yeah, that's what we've got there. All right, dark and rain in Floyd County. It is rough, and yeah, you're right, it is rough there. What about the Oakley Bridge? That's got to be Vince saying that. I think it'll hold up. It's held up a long time. I think so. I think so, Kelly Beth. I think that's who that is. It's getting better now. I mean, there might even be some high water over there. I don't know for sure, but there might be. West Liberty is in the clear now. I know it says there's a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's moved. It's moved. Megan just jumped on and says, "What does that mean? Why is it flashing in Martin County?" I'm just glad you knew that where in Martin County was. That's what's really important here, Megan. And it's flashing because you have what is known as a severe thunderstorm warning with a tag that says destructive. And what that means is we could get 70, 80 mile per hour winds out of these. And we've had some reports confirmed that we did get those in other counties. So that's why you've got that. That's why it's flashing. But you've got just a little bit of time left with it, and then it'll start pulling away. Okay. Okay. Calming down some Route 30 area of Magoffin County. All of it's looking, yeah. Oh, yeah. 30 looks fine. I can see it now. 30 looks a whole lot better. It's still raining, I'm sure. McKee, Heather, is just about Get back over here, is about to get lit up a little bit better. Now you've got a severe thunderstorm warning in the northern part of Jackson County, and that goes till 6:30. Got 7 minutes left on that, and this might continue, but that's what we've got there right now is severe, specifically for your area. So that's what you've got. I can't remember what part of the county you're in. So this is good news. Shane's been able to go do some digging, and he says back up and running for Jackson for now. So that's why we're getting some of these warnings. Now they might be delayed a little bit, and again, we appreciate them. I just want to be in their chat that way we know this instantly. You know what I mean? Good. Well, it's not good that you have storm anxiety, but I'm glad you know to pay close attention there, Megan. So that is good. Campton, just about clear. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning, but most of it's now in southern parts of Wolfe County, so it's not as bad. Not quite as bad. Letcher County, you have a severe thunderstorm warning for part of Letcher County. So you get out here toward Jenkins, you get into Whitesburg, you go toward more communities will pop up here in just a minute, but you get in those spots and you've got this severe thunderstorm warning. There you see it out toward Colson, and then you've got Neon, and then you've got Dean, and all of those places. All right, that's in that severe thunderstorm warning area. Okay, and we could see winds up to about 70 miles per hour or so that could come from that. So with the 70 miles per hour or to 80 miles per hour, my stepson's calling me. Give me just a second. I want to see what's going on. Hello. Yes, sir. How can I help you? I'm on live right now. So what you got? Well, so my stepson, y'all, he's in Elkhorn City out in Pike County, and you've got a rough one coming your way right now within the next 30 minutes or so. Wind up to maybe 70, 80 miles per hour. The tornado risk is still there. It's not like it was, but this is the biggest concern is more of the strong wind. Okay, so just get there, sit still. You know what to do because you've been told your whole life. So so go do that. Okay. All right. Well, now you can go to Facebook or YouTube and watch it. All right. Love you. Okay. Bye. So that was him. I hated not to answer him because his wife has terrible storm anxiety. Okay. West of 7. Yeah, Shane's right. But that's where a lot. That's why I keep kind of leaning back over there to see if there's anything major going on. If anything's kind of blown up out there. All right, you're saying it's bad in Perry County. Well, let's go look at you folks there in Perry County, and I wonder where you're at, Mammy. Are you around? Are you around Vico? Are you in the northern part of the county? I don't know. So help me answer that, and I can tell you a little bit more. Kathy's over in Louisville, curious, and Kathy, as you should be, because this has been you've been seeing all this stuff go up all around you. But in Louisville right now, the only thing we've got is a little isolated storm that is just around Shively, out toward Shively in that area, and then over the river too. But we may see a few more kind of fuel and fire up later today. Okay, now let's go back. So that's what we've got for you as well. This one's gonna be scary. You're right. Can you take a look at Johnson County closer to Louisa, please? Yeah, of course. Heather. Let's go look at that together here. And I think I've dialed it in right. I was kind of looking two different spots. Yeah, we're right there. You wanted to look Johnson closer to Louisa. Yeah, we're getting better. We're getting much better. Okay, much better. How much longer in Prestonsburg? Well, let's pull it up. So there's Oxford. So that's northern Floyd County. There's Prestonsburg. It's getting better. It's still loud. It's still rough. And then you've got all those storms that have lined up there along the border between Pike and Floyd County. And they're intense too. Okay. I haven't seen anything, Danielle, that's jumped out at me. That doesn't mean that there wasn't maybe at one time. Sometimes the radars will pick up on that and show it, but I haven't seen anything. I am not personally, and usually I've got a couple of things that will trigger and show me to make sure I see it, and I haven't seen anything. Just outside of downtown Asheville, we just had thunder and rain. It's still very dark out. Everyone is saying tornado destructive storms. Yeah, there is a very strong storm there that is north of you. You're in downtown Asheville. I'll be honest with you. The most intense part of this is probably going to pass east of you. You're not going to see that part of it. Okay, now that I'm seeing, now I'm readjusting my view and I can see everything that I can see. So it's still going to be rough and loud and all the things that go up. Shane, my page is not auto loading. Now there it is. So there's been a 51 mile per hour gust. Where's Shane at? There it is. Shane says there's been a 51 mile per hour gust up in Breathitt County, and mine finally updated. I thought it updated quicker than that. It'd be nice if I had that data too, right? I've asked for it. But yeah, part of that storm went through Breathitt County. 51 mile per hour gust. Now again, that falls short of severe thunderstorm criteria, but it is still a pretty intense gust. Okay. It's hitting us now on Lower Johns Creek. Lower Johns Creek's over in Pike County. So it's now starting to spin that, or I don't want to say the word spin, starting to slide that way. And that right there is a tight wind gradient, y'all. That's a tight wind gradient on the nose of it. So I bet if you're in Coal Run, it just really shook the windows and shook the buildings and all that, the way that wind probably just shot through there. I mean, it is, yeah, that was rough. How do you see that cam? See, I need to build the cams into this. I just haven't done any of that yet because other things pop up. Yeah, I think so, Elena. I do. The strongest part of it has, I mean, this is the Magoffin. It's hard to see because it's all blended together, but the strongest part has kind of moved south of you if you're right there along, depending on where. But if you're just general, they're close to like 114 or whatever. Yeah. I said that and I didn't mean to. That's one of those situations where I chose the poor word, which I do a lot. They are, but yeah, that's why we're here talking about it. That's why we're here talking about it, Joni. But we're still pushing the information out there for you. Okay. Where should I be in Berea for this storm? It's just about over for us in Berea. I say us because I'm in Clark County. I'm not that close to you. I did go through Berea earlier today, though, by the way. So we're going to get a little breather here for a little while, but we just have to keep watching. Okay. What can I get here worse than you got me? You got me because I clicked too fast. And here I am letting it sit up there. Are we okay in Magoffin now towards Middle Fork? Yes. Yes. It's much, much better up there. Okay. Much, much better. Oh, gosh. We have severe thunderstorms. We're nearing the end of this round, Amanda. It's going to get a lot better out here for us. But we'll, like I said, we'll keep watching the sky. Let me do something for y'all. Because I always get that question, what's it doing? What's happening next? There's the watch that's still out. But what's it doing next? So this right here is a model which takes us into the future. And if you notice, it says 7:30 and it doesn't pick up on any storms, right? Well, it's going to try to shift more in here overnight. That's what this one's doing, at least. And then we get into your Wednesday and you've got more coming through. See that? And then you've got Wednesday afternoon. Then you've got Thursday. You've got some that try to come there, and then Friday. I'm telling y'all, it's a very stormy week. I mean, it doesn't rain every minute, just like it didn't rain every minute today. But now I don't like the way that initialized. So let's look at this other one. I want to make sure I got the right. Let's go with the latest. All right, this takes us 7:30. This looks a little more like a lot better. This is the HER model. So watch these storms. See them pulling south and east. And then that settles down. But look at this. Look what's happening overnight. You get another push of storms. That could be a little gusty, a little heavy, a little intense. So we've got some time in between. But this is when they set up like this, it goes beyond me worrying about severe weather and goes into me worrying about the flooding. See, that's what comes into play after that. We have a really elevated risk of flooding. But look at these storms for Wednesday early morning. One right after the other, right after the other, right after the other, and so on and so forth. Okay. So I feel more confident with this model because it's had a decent look at this the past couple of days. So that's to answer your question. I think we've got more. I think we've got more that could come later on tonight and into our area. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, quit being silly. Quit being silly. Quit being silly. Quit being silly. Quit. 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 Sorry, guys. It got tricky there for a second. Right. Yeah, now. Zoe Sailor is a severe over for a while in Paintsville and Prestonsburg. Well, let's look and see. It is in Paintsville, Zoe. Definitely in Paintsville. It's much, much better for you. But if you're in Prestonsburg, well, it's actually better there now too. But it's like shifted more toward Martin and beyond Pikeville. Wow, some good wind probably just went through there. I bet that's been something impressive as well. No, not for a while, Kathy. We just have to kind of watch that. Watch any of those storms that try to go up overnight, early tomorrow morning. For any of that potential, but nothing immediately. We're going to go through a little bit of quiet time. Okay, I'm going to go through some of that. There's a good chance of that, Tracy, because you're already seeing the storm that is in McKee, and it's going to keep dropping toward the south and east. So by the time it's all said and done, it'll go from Sand Gap to McKee and then to Anvil and then kind of beyond. Okay. The phones are going off, 80-mile winds in Prestonsburg. Well, that was true a little while ago, Mike, but what's happened is that now exited the area. They've just issued a little tornado warning out there in Pike County too. That's right there. That's why I just said, look at Pikeville. And then boom, you get that warning. So tornado warning now out. Tornado warning now out for parts of Pike County. And that goes through 7:15. Let's get a little closer. So Interesting. Phelps. Somebody I just looked over and saw Phelps pull up. No, I don't think it's in that. It's not in that area. Let me. Tornado warning. I haven't seen a tornado warning here forever. It feels like. And it's just riding that edge, and you get a little spin, and you get a little zip to go, and then that can lead to possible tornado. Hey, hang on just a second, Joe. I gotta. Okay, sorry, y'all. I had to get a quick little warning out there. That's where my mother-in-law lives. She lives right there in Phyllis or somewhere thereabouts. And I can't do too many things at once. Tim, Natalie, yes, Paintsville's good now. Yeah. Power out in Hager Hill. I mean, you had a doozy go through there, so I imagine we're going to see a lot of those. I'll check power out just here in a minute. Vicki, I think we can rest for a little while. I think a lot of them will try to get going early in the morning. So that's kind of what we'll look at and watch closer. Okay, but right now that's where my mind is. Montgomery County without electricity popping up everywhere now. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that it's all happening. So the big concern as we start moving into the overnight of these next showers and storms, it's not that I think that we're going to just get wall to wall nonstop severe weather. I'm just afraid all this rain, because we've already picked up a bunch. We've already picked up a bunch, and then you throw it on top of it. So that's where a lot of this gets crazy. Will it get bad in London? Well, let's go look at London. Okay, we'll go look at it. I know you're terrified. I'd be scared to death too after everything that went through there. And you've got more of a severe chance, but it's not off the charts for some of the other things. Okay, Arizona, very pretty name, by the way. I like that. Let me go back in here and look at this a little closer. Shane, I just don't. I mean, it's kind of there, but those are the communities right there. Kemper, Raccoon, Millard, Phyllis, Coleman, Lick Creek, north of Elkhorn City. That's what we've got. But that right there is your tornado warning. That's your zone. So we'll kind of stay in close to that one for a minute. No, I don't think so. These are going to be bumpy storms, but I don't think the severe threat's going to be quite as high. It's not going to be as elevated. Now, could we get into more of them tomorrow and the day after? There could be some isolated severe storms, yeah. But we've got to watch some of the flooding potential too. And that's one of my bigger concerns. Lexington, Kentucky, from Donald and Loretta. All right, Loretta, let's go over there and look and see what's happening in Lexington now. Out on Versailles Road, it is still a little action packed. And then in Nicholasville, you've got some action a little bit out in the county too there, as you get along the Woodford and Jessamine County line. But that's about the extent of that right there. RLX. I'm gonna have to go over here for a second, Shane, and look at this too on my phone. Sometimes it's a little easier to pull them up. Okay, now I see it on RLX now. And the reason I'm calling out these letters, y'all, is it's different different weather service offices. It's a little more prominent there on RLX. I did not see it on the. It's there. It could just be this the filter I'm using too. Let's do this. Or not the filter, but the color. The colors I'm using here, maybe they're not that strong, or not that impressive. I mean, it's in there. All right. Well, it's a regular radar show here. So, no, there's certainly some spin there. There's certainly some spin there. Let me go over to Charleston then. It's just not. It's not overwhelming there at all. Oh well. And I can't see it as well, but I can see a little bit better on the when I can zoom in on the phone too. There's some really good radar apps out there, by the way. Really good radar apps out there. It just depends on which one you want and how much you want to spend, guys. And I'm not talking about for weather. I'm just talking about like a forecast. I'm just talking about true weather data. Spin. Stacy's asking spin where we've been watching some spin in this tornado warned storm in Pike County. You see how this little notch kind of goes back in here, like here toward Raccoon. See how it goes in like that. How about I circle it instead of that? So probably spinning somewhere in this area. Okay, yeah, that's just me looking at it from right here and not digging any deeper. That's just me using what I remember and what I know. So they would be spinning through there and then shifting east. Okay, so that's where the spin would be if you're out there in Pike County. Okay. Oh, I mean, it just happened. It just happened where we started seeing some of that. Okay, so no big deal. No big deal. You're good to relax. You're good to relax. Sarah, hi Jim. Is my mom safe near Wheelwright now? Yeah, your mom's fine now. Wheelwright looks a whole lot better. It's it's the stuff out in Pike County that's the most concerning. Look where we have that tornado warning. As are getting hammered right now. You get down into Harlan County, they're getting hammered. You get over into Boonville and Beattyville and Jackson and then Mount Vernon and Stanford. I mean, look at all this. I mean, there's still some pretty active, heavy rain events out there. Do I have flood warnings turned on? Because they should be pop. I do, but if there was any flooding, we would already know about it. I mean, I'm just surprised to see that we don't have anything yet. Martin City. Thank you for saying that, Brittany. You know that people have a hard time if they don't know what you're talking about right off the bat. And yes, Martin is in much better shape. The severity is gone. Okay. How is Martin County looking? Martin County in the clear from this main line now. Okay. Well, see that so you're good there. You're good, Christy. Okay. I got distracted by looking at some of these others. All right. Well, Shane, I mean, it's right there. Let me see what I can see from over here. I mean, there's a notch on that one. There's a notch on that one. All right, well, It's there. So yeah, I mean, and this could be the real deal there. It could have kind of started to spin up as you get toward now and toward Kemper and toward Phyllis, and I guess this is Fish Trap Lake right there. I guess. Yeah, I bet it is. It's north of that, but that's a Fish Trap Lake area, and then you've got some other spots through there as well. Yes. No. Where? I think oh yeah, they need to go. Yeah, yeah. Good idea. Have you talked to your mother? Long time. Okay. Well, good. Okay. I mean, it's got a decent chance of spinning through there as well. For sure. Go with your mom. Go on. Go with your mom. Go with your mom. Go with your mom. I'm not pushing a kid out of here. I'm pushing out a dog who keeps coming back. Mm-hmm. Go on. Go on. Go with your mom. He'll be in here and he'll jump in my lap, so he gets me distracted. All right, let me get back to y'all. Montgomery County, clear. I live in Pike, not far from Wheelwright. I think she should be okay with it. Yeah. Yeah, she's right. And if I didn't answer that earlier, you're good. Shane's right. It's just east of Pikeville. So downtown is okay. We good here in the neighborhood. Seems good. If you're in my neighborhood, we're much better. We're much better than we were. I can't remember seeing everybody. I don't. Oh yeah, he does want to help. He'll jump right in my lap and he'll tell you all about it too. That's the problem. What about Williamsburg? Williamsburg. All right, we haven't been down there in a little while. Looks like they've pushed the warning away. So it looked like it spun there for a while. Well, see, you've got another one that popped up over here. So now we've got until 7:15 a tornado warning that's been issued here as well. So it's one of those situations where you get a quick little spinner and you can get a little warning out of it. And that's had a history. That particular. Let's go back in time here. I mean, that's all had a history of spinning for a while now, and that's what I'm looking at is past. So now we do have a tornado warning that does include the city of Hazard, y'all, through 7:15. Goes from Jackson to Hazard. Basically, it falls right along Highway 15. Goes right along Highway 15 with that. So there's your tornado warning, a new one for Perry County and Breathitt County. The one that was out in Pike County has been allowed to expire. You've got some pretty intense wind, though, that's still blowing through there. So that's still a concern, still something we're looking at. In Williamsburg, I'm sorry, I jumped around and got into the warning trouble. Right now, Williamsburg is fine, Jacqueline. Got a little bit of time before. But it's not as bad as it was. Okay, look, you go south side of Lexington a little bit. Then on Nicholasville Road, you got some heavy rain, but that's all it's turned into now. That's it. And then you go down the road into like Nicholasville, and it's still pretty heavy. I mean, but it's not like it was earlier. We had some really intense lightning and some really strong winds too that made their way through there. If you're in Irvin, you're in much better shape now. Again, from Jackson County over to Owsley County and kind of beyond, and then into Pike County. Still watching that. That's probably still a very intense wind gust or gust machine, I should say. Has it reached that southern point? I haven't seen any big data come through there yet, but it's still a good little cluster of storms. But over time, this is going to back off quite a bit. Okay, in the next few hours. So as this is really starting to wind down. I'm going to wind down too. I'm going to wind down too, I think, and kind of cut this off and then stay really, really close because what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this system a little bit because we had those issues with the warnings earlier. We had issues with warnings and we couldn't get them. They weren't coming through. It wasn't anybody's fault. It just did not, it just did not happen. That warning faded away, Shane. So what we'll do is I'm going to reset all this, and if we need to come back on, we'll come back on because I love you and I don't want anything bad to happen to you. And it's kind of fun just hanging out with you on these nights and just kind of walking through these particular events. Well, there was that warning back again. See what? Let me make sure it's mine. It's just not me, Shane, where I'm getting screwy over here. No, it's there, and there's certainly some spin with that tornado warned storm there in Pike County. So why did it go away? See, this is what's frustrating sometimes with it. So I'm seeing it everywhere now. I've got it on phone. I've got it up there. You've got it on that. And so you're in an area where it's very mountainous. For those of you that do not know, that area, so it's hard to see. It's hard to see from afar what's happening. It's hard to see if there's any tornado spinning or anything like that in person. I mean, it's still 7 o'clock, so the daylight's out there, but the hills block. And this is why a lot of times for many, many years they've gone unreported or unconfirmed in these communities like this because you can't see them because of the mountains. So there's still quite a few people that live in this area. So we'll sit tight with this. We'll sit tight with this for a few more minutes here and just kind of escort it over the border. But it's in Phyllis, it's in Woodside, it's just north of Elkhorn City, and I'm sure the southern side of this wind has just been fierce as well. All right, and of course that's not going to show anything. When I need it to, it won't. But that's been the case here. They're just a good little notch where it's just trying to feed in there and looks like it could spin. It looks like it could put down the tornado in any of those particular areas. So that's why we're going to wait this one out. We're going to watch it because some of the warnings have been inconsistent because they had a little bit of there was a little tech issue and couldn't get some of the stuff out in a quick fashion. All right, got a or two there coming in. I wish I could get more of them out there to you. But I'm having a little bit of an issue sharing everything like I have been able to. For those of you that have been with me before. So it's this morning that we're kind of locked in on with that one. Out in Pike County, that's what we're just waiting and watching. I'm going back around and show you some other stuff that's going on out there too. But there you go. It takes you right through Feds Creek. I don't know Woodside, but there's Woodside. There's Phyllis. It'd be somewhere in this vicinity right now. If there's one anywhere, it's going to be right in here. Okay. I don't know Republic. And again, know a lot of folks in these areas. So, but there it is. If there's something spinning, it's going to be spinning right through here. All right. So there's your tornado warning. You go through Hazard. You get into Vico, Viper, rough. It's rough in Whitesburg. It's rough right now in Anvil. And then where are we at? Somebody was asking me a question, specific question. Verstadt, Rockcastle, Laurel County line. East Furnace. Okay. Well, right now it's not very intense. There's a severe thunderstorm warning out for you there, Zach, but it's not really super bad where you are at this moment. I'm trying to make your way home from Pikeville to Whitesburg. So you're wanting to go back toward the west. So if you're in Pikeville right now, and then I guess you would probably go 23, wouldn't you? 23, and then to Jenkins, and then to Whitesburg. That's how I used to go when I would go from Jenkins to Pikeville when I would play golf over there and move. So let's look. Let me show you what's going on with this. See how they're diving toward the south and east? So by the time you left Pikeville, and I'm not going to tell you when, but by the time you left, a lot of the heaviest stuff will have then shifted, and you'll probably right in behind it. So, give it a little more time, and you should be okay. Yes, sir, bub. It is in the clear. It is in the clear, my friend. You're good to go. Yes, Wendy. Paintsville's much better. Johnson County's much better. Much, much better. I still got to get off here in a few minutes and reset this. So if I need to come back on, I will. But we'll wait this morning out right here because these are always the scariest ones, especially for you folks that are over there in Pike County. Again, there's Lick Creek, there's Feds Creek. There's Mouth Card. I mean, these are all places that I know well, not every one of them, but I know. It's out there by Fish Trap Lake. There's Phyllis. So somewhere in that vicinity is where I'm envisioning that spin to be, if it is still in existence. And then it will jump over into Buchanan County, Virginia. And that will give you a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15 with that one. And maybe we'll see an extension on that tornado warning. We're just getting to really, really weird spots there out in the mountains where you're getting into some highly elevated terrain, and it's hard to see a lot of stuff. Okay. I'm trying to get back to that question. Where is it? There it is. Storm moving on. Yeah, I can show you the storm moving into London. I can show you the storm moving into London. So there's not much to it right now at this time. Storm might be a stretch. Maybe some gusty wind with it, but that's about it. That's about the extent of it. Now these out here toward Liberty are a little bit better. Liberty, how you're loving that rain, I bet. That's not severe either. Not severe at all. And then you've got more of these that have built on the backside that are kind of tailing behind, and they'll follow a path that will be just kind of west of all this. So typically speaking, historically speaking, but look at some of those. But I still think we get some rain and stuff during the overnight hours tonight, and then maybe some gusty storms tomorrow. But a lot of this rain, like in places like that, very beneficial. So again, still escorting this tornado out, or tornado warned storm out of Pike County right now. You can see it's right. Oh, that's the wrong button. Here, it's right there, spinning along. We'll be out of here in the next little bit. Okay. Parker Gray says it is bad in Cumberland right now. And I imagine you are in this Cumberland right here in Harlan County. So let's go look. Oh, yeah, you're right in the thick of that one. You got a severe thunderstorm warning. It's blowing through there pretty strong too, my friend. So really coming down. Sirens in Cumberland update, please. It's probably that severe thunderstorm warning, Dan, I'd say that they've issued. But right now, it is. I hit the wrong Buchanan, but you've got that for that part of Harlan County until all of Harlan County really until 7:45 with a warning, severe thunderstorm warning for all of those areas along the border of Kentucky and Virginia right now. Okay. If Wheelwright has sirens going off, then they're going off because they had a storm go through earlier and there's a storm warning out, but there are no more. The severe threat's gone. Severe threat's gone there. Okay. And Wheelwright. See, most of that warning just went away. Even more will go away here in a few minutes. Well, you know what, Shane? Let's look at this. Let's look at the power outage map here. You're saying 6,800. Well, let's go to it. Takes me a second to get them up, but we can do it. And here we have power outages, y'all. Power outages. Let's turn off that. Let's turn off that. And right now, as Shane just told you, he said Powell County. Okay, well, this map's showing 65, this interactive feature, but that, I mean, you could have more updated information. Looks like we have about 300 customers out there in Perry County, 2,000 in Knott County, 200 in McGoffin County. I mean, that's probably 500 that is showing up there. Why do you do this to me? 500 there in Johnson County. Oh, wow, look at this. You go up to around Cincinnati, where it was rocking earlier. 84,000 customers without power up there. Then you 42,000. Then you get into like Independence, and you've got 18,000, 12,000. Yeah, we're cranking them up right there. I mean, so yeah, it's been kind of rough here with these storms, guys. With as far as the power outages are concerned, and they just keep digging deeper and deeper. Does it look like in Lexington? We got Lexington, 3,500 out. I mean, these are customers, so it's really more than that. This could be businesses that are out, so that's or a whole apartment complexes. So the people impacted are more than one that you know what it even looks like here. Mercer County, 300. So that's power. All right, let's go back to radar because we need to get a good check on that storm that is currently active in Eastern Kentucky. Whole situation. Let's look at our warnings. There comes that tornado warning back again. Now, why did it do that? But our warnings are fading away here soon anyway, as far as the tornadoes are concerned. All right, let me get back up here to you and do just a couple of questions. Electricity here. I wonder where you at, Sheila? Where you at, Sheila? What time will the second round hit Georgetown? We'll probably get some more storms overnight, early tomorrow morning. Let's give it a window of about like 4 to 8, somewhere thereabouts. But I don't think they're as bad. I don't think they're severe. What we have to start paying attention to now is the flooding. I mean, that's really where we go with this, is that potential for flooding over the next couple of days, really, because there's that heavy rain potential that will stay active in the area. McGoffin got bad. I was in the car and trees were down everywhere. And this is just the beginning. Unfortunately, I would imagine we're going to see even more of these that are going to come through, that more reports like this. And we can actually look at reports if they have been issued. So let's see what we've got out there. We got a report there in Floyd County. McDowell, the thunderstorm, tree damage there. Let's see, where else can we go? First of all, go away. Then go away. And then there's some, is that Martin County I'm looking at up there? Yeah, we're in Martin County. Got several reports there in Martin County. Got out in Beauty, there's thunderstorm wind damage. Stedham, Beauty again. Maybe there's coming in twice. We go out toward Nicholasville, you've got one. Some wind damage. Didn't say what specifically it was. Let's get up here. Let's see what this says in Carlisle. There's that 81 mile per hour gust I've been telling you all about. That happened. Now that was measured. More damage there in Tollsboro, Barry. So yeah, those are your reports that have been coming in. There's probably a ton more. Okay. Why does that look so bad? Let's look. That's exactly why it looks bad. So this the storm there in Pulaski County, we'll watch it for a second. That's just now entering. It's passed through Eubank. It's going towards Science Hill. There's a severe thunderstorm warning with it. And these haven't been as strong as some of the others that have been moving across Kentucky. You drop that comment. I always do that. I always leave those up. But what we've got here is this severe thunderstorm now in northern Pulaski. And then you've got over into Mount Vernon and all that as well. What keeps coming back? I just do not understand. I'm all the way over here in Pike County. Things are settling down there finally. I mean, in Pikeville. And then you go back toward Hazard, you go to Vico, you go to Viper, you go to Anvil, you go to McKee. Still action packed there, but you get to Sand Gap. It's not as bad. You go to Broadhead, you get to Mount Vernon, you go to Eubank, you go to Science Hill, where it's about to get a little bit louder. Okay. A little bit louder because, yes, there is lightning out there with these, and there's some heavy rain and there's some strong winds. Okay. But what we're going to do, because I've got to reset this system because, they had some technical issues earlier, and it kind of caused a little lapse in data, and so it's feeding me some bad stuff from time to time. So if I need to jump on again, I'll jump back on here live. So just pay attention, wait for that, and then I will get more information to you. Otherwise, I mean, I'll still post stuff if it's not as extreme. These warnings aren't as strong as they were. Now, I'm really worried about this one in Pulaski County and this one over in Casey County. It's got some stronger features. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the system, and if it comes up and it gets a little worse, I'll jump back on. We'll talk to you through it too. Okay, so I will see you all soon if I have to, and thank you all, and I love you. Forgot that part.